Hey, this is Vinyl Keith coming at you with another video. Today I want to talk about a band that nobody talks about, okay? I don't hear anybody talking about it in the vinyl community, about this band. And they were great, okay? They have 9 studio albums and a live album. And I've got the greatest hits, whatever it's called at the end. This band was formed in 1966 up in Cleveland, about 200 miles or so north of me. They were the James Gang. Joe Walsh on guitar and lead vocals. You had Jimmy Fox on drums. And for this album, you had Tom Creese on bass. This is a cool album. Let me show you the gatefold. Cool illustrations. Here's the track list. The album ends with a 12-minute version of 12 minutes song called "Stop," which is really cool. Now, one other cool thing about this record is there's a lock groove on the end of each side, and the end of side 1, it just repeats. And Joe Walsh is saying, "Turn me over, turn me over, turn me over." Then when you play side 2, when it gets to the end in that lock groove again, Joe Walsh tells you, "Play me again, play me again." And I think they only did that on the first pressing, but it cracks me up every time I hear it on this. Pretty neat. I would say the cool songs on here, I like Funk Number 48. I like Bluebird, Lost Woman, Rhapsody in English, and of course Stop. That's pretty cool. Yeah. These guys were really good throughout their whole discography. Okay, they've got 9 albums and a live album. I'm going to show you. And man, they were good throughout their whole discography, I think. A lot of people say, "Well, I just like the Joe Walsh version." No. Every one of these albums are good, I'm telling you. I've got all of them, okay? But this is the first one, called Your Album. Okay, moving on. And that was released March of 1969, Your Album was. The second album was called Rides Again. And it was released July 1970, okay? And Dan Peters replaced Tom Creese on bass. So you had Joe Walsh, Dan Peters, and Jim Fox, the classic lineup of James Gang. And they only lasted 2 studio albums, this one and the next one, and then the live album that I'll show you. This is a fantastic album. This is definitely their best. It includes the hit that everybody knows, Funk Number 49. I Like Woman, The Bomber, There I Go Again, Tend My Garden. And thanks. This is a great album. Let me show you the gatefold, because you know I like gatefolds. Nice illustrations there. And amazingly, as legendary as this record is, it didn't even chart, which amazes me. Yeah, James Gang Rides Again, probably my favorite album of theirs. Okay, moving on to their third album, and the last one the last studio album with Joe Walsh. Okay, this is called Thirds, and it was released in April of 1971. And it was their first album to be certified gold. Okay, so it sold, 500,000 copies here in the U.S. And it charted at number 27 on the Billboard chart. So it was the first album to chart on the Billboard 200. So, and as you can see, it's the classic lineup: Dan Peters, Joe Walsh, and Jim Fox. And it's got the hit "Walk Away." And that charted at number 51 on the Billboard. I can't remember all this stuff, so I'm sorry I've got to look at my notebook. I know you see me looking all the time. I don't use a computer. I don't have one, so you're stuck with the way it is. But Thirds, man, another great album from the James Gang. I love it. Now we move on to their live album. And this is the last one with Joe Walsh. Okay? Live in concert. And it's got, you know, some of the best songs that they've recorded from the first three albums. And this was released when? September 1971. And it's got the same lineup as the last two albums. And it actually went gold. And charted number 24 on the Billboard. And it's the track list is Stop, You're Gonna Need Me, Take a Look Around, Tend My Garden, Ashes, The Rain and I, Walk Away, and Lost Woman. I haven't showed you one of these. I like the ABC label. Check that out. Man, that needs cleaned. I haven't played it in a while. It definitely needs cleaned, and I need to change out that paper sleeve. Paper sleeves, man, just leave crap all over your records. But, yeah, I definitely need to change that out. I can tell it's been a while since I've played this. Because I haven't changed it out. Great record, though. Sound quality is great. I really like this album. I need to play it again. It's been a while. But, man, I love the James Gang. Especially this lineup of Dan Peters, Jim Fox, and Joe Walsh. Great stuff. Okay, then we had a change in membership. Joe Walsh leaves the band, okay? And they come out with Straight Shooter. And they replaced Joe Walsh with two people. That tells you how important he was. So you got Dan Peters on bass again. You got Jim Fox on drums. And Roy Kinner is on vocals. And Dominic Torino is on guitar. And I tell you what, that Dominic, he's a heck of a guitar player. I really like this album. Straight Shooter. And it was released May 31st, 1972, and actually charted number 58 on the Billboard 200. There's the track list. I like the artwork too. It's really cool. Great artwork. I like the whole album, to be honest with you. Get Her Back Again, Looking for My Lady, I'll Tell You Why, Harry Hypochondriac, My Door's Open. Yeah, this is a great album. This is actually a German press. I just realized that. I forgot about that. Let me show you. It says at the bottom, printed in Germany. See that? Right there. Germany. Interesting. It's been a long time since I've played this, so I can't remember what the label looks like. Oh, yeah. This pressing's on Probe. Yeah, it even says made in Germany. I kind of forgot I had that it was a German pressing. That's pretty cool. I played Rides Again this morning, and that's what made me want to do the James Gang. Because I think they're a very underrated band, especially with the younger generation. I don't hear anybody talk about this band at all. But this is a definite underrated record. Probably my favorite without Joe Walsh is probably this one. Straight Shooter, fantastic record. I really recommend this one. Moving on. This was released October of 1972, and same lineup as the last record, Straight Shooter. And this charted at number 72 on the Billboard. I like most of their album covers. They're pretty neat. That's pretty cool there. Just a picture of an old western town, looks like. As you can see, it's the same lineup. They became a four-piece on the last album. You know, Dan Peters, Jim Fox, Roy Kinner, and Dominic Troiano. Troiano, I guess it's pronounced. One Way Street's a good song. Up to Yourself. Everybody Needs a Hero. Run, Run, Run. Out of Control. Drifting Girl. Fantastic record. Okay. Fantastic. Moving on. Now we change my paper now. Go to the back. Then in September '73, you know, they come out with this album, Bang. Okay, we had a change in members. Tommy Bolin, before he went on to join Deep Purple, came into the fold on guitar. So you had Dan Peters still, Jim Fox on drums, Roy Kinner still on vocals, and Tommy Bolin on guitar. This is another great album. Hit number 122 on the Billboard charts, and it was the first album released on Atco Records, right? Yeah. First one on Atco Records. They left ABC. And I like The Devil Is Singing Our Song, Alexis, Ride the Wind, Mystery. This whole album good, to be honest with you. Really great album. This is a promo copy too. Not in the greatest shape. It's okay. The cover. Here's the old Atco label. Very underrated album. I think I featured this in a short not too long ago. But I really like this version of James Gang. I like all the versions, to be honest with you. I like all these records. Great album. Bang. Very underrated. Then, in July of '74, the same lineup puts out Miami. And they copied the Rides Again album cover. Just made up, reversed the colors black and white, and they put a flamingo down here for some reason. Well, I guess because it's Miami. Great album, too. Released July 1974, charted 97 on the Billboard charts. And this is the only album they put out on Atlantic Records. I do that a lot, don't I? There's the inner sleeve if you wanted to see it. The track list. The Flamingos. So yeah, this is an original copy. First pressing. Atco label again. Man, this one's dirty too. But yeah, great album. I love, like I said, I love all James Gang records. And this is no different. James Gang, Miami. Next, we have Newborn, released on May 5th of 1975. And again, we have a change in membership. Tommy Bolin's gone, and so is Roy Kinner. So we've got a new vocalist in Bubba Keith, and who also plays guitar, and a new main guitarist, Richard Shack. Okay, then we have also Dan Peters and Jim Fox, the bass and drummer. That's always been with the band. Newborn. There's the back. And they're back on Atco Records again for this one. Let's see the inner sleeve. It's got all the lyrics on the back. There's a picture of the band. I just showed you that colorway. It was the same, so you can see that. Another great album. There's not a bad James Gang album, I'm telling you. All these are good. People were just snooty about, oh, I would like the Joe Walsh version. Whatever. This was a good band. You had Dan Peters and Jim Fox throughout the whole discography, just about. Dan Peters from the second album on. Yeah. Great rhythm section of Dan Peters and Jim Fox. And then the last record they put out, Jesse Comes Home. February 7th, 1976. Again with Dan Peters and Jim Fox. Okay, the longtime members. But you had Bob Webb come in on guitar and vocals. And Phil Giallombardo on keyboards and vocals. So that changed the sound a little bit. It's still a good album, though. Didn't chart. I like that album cover. This is probably the worst album they put out, but it's still actually good. I like Feeling Alright, Hollywood Dream, Pick Up the Pizzas. Yeah, I like this album. Jesse Comes Home. Then, I've also got the Best of the James Gang featuring Joe Walsh. For all you Joe Walsh snoots out there, this is your greatest hits album. It only has Joe Walsh stuff on it. So it has Funk 48, Walk Away, Midnight Man, Take a Look Around, Funk 49, Woman, The Bomber, Ashes, The Rain and I, Ya Dig, and Stop. This is really good. If you just want to hear the best of James Gang, this is a pretty good one to have. Like I said a couple times, this is a very underrated band. Highly recommend you guys getting into them, especially the stuff after Joe Walsh left the band. I mean, it's really just as good, okay? That's all I got for you, man. Until next time.